think more and more are coming as we see, and artists are getting better and better at it too. It's kind of exciting. We get some really nice sort of channels or like deeply subconscious music brought out to it.
You've got an ongoing dream mastery and lucid dreaming teleclass through the website craigweb.ca. Tell us about that.
Yeah, and the direct link is applieddreaming.com with 2 Ds, which is great. Someone just wrote me here during the show, which is that, wow, where can I learn more about this? I do private coaching and training. That's a little more common right now because it's been, I guess, a busy schedule, not so much time to pull classes together, although there's probably one starting in April. So if you want to be more of a team adventure, that'll probably be in April, but it might just be for more advanced students who work with me. But I certainly do training or coaching. If it's just like a certain skill, I'll just direct whoever inquires to like an article on dream recall, lucidity picks, how to work with nightmares, that kind of thing. You can reach out to me at craigweb.ca, and if you find that valuable and you resonate, then yeah, sure, we can go deeper, no problem.
All right, let's try to squeeze in one more at least. Scott is in San Diego. Welcome, Scott.
Hello, hey, Richard, hey, Craig, thanks so much for part of the conversation. And my way about the music.
Oh, thank you very much.
Well, I have a question, and also I had a comment that the first caller said where there was a study back 20 years or so that I remember so vividly that blind people that were born blind, they actually dreamed in senses like smells and touch, and I thought that was very fascinating. And then my question is, can deja vu be linked to the dream state? Are you a deja vu 13? Have you had that? I had that when I was younger. I had it recently, but not nearly as much now that I'm older. Yeah, well, some of these say interceptions do sort of trail off, and they find practical ways to use them. And I say that for me as well as everybody else. But certainly it's connected, even maybe this isn't quite as obvious, but deja vu is French. Yeah, we talked about that because I'm that. Bilingual thing. So it means already seen, and a lot of people do associate and actually remember pretty clearly. Sometimes they link it. That they dreamt something before that they then be playing out in waking life as a moment. So deja vu. There's actually a few really interesting variations. I won't get into details. So you can explore online. There's also variations that have maybe different inner senses. So deja vu. We've already been there. What a certain location that can happen. Sometimes physical location. Deja vu, and then deja vu, and then variations where people know everything the person's going to say, and sort of very clear deja vu or deja vu moments. So some fun stuff to explore, and sometimes very valuable and interesting. The author Richard Fox might have saved his life by following a deja vu and acting as if a dream that he's followed it. So there's some pretty practical probability surfing here in life, different timelines and different endings to play out physically.
Fascinating. One of the more prosaic, I guess, explanations I heard from deja vu from a science perspective, and I don't know if I buy this, but they explain deja vu as a slight difference in the length of your optic nerves in your left and your right eye. So one eye is getting information slightly sooner than the other eye, and then it's processing it differently, I guess. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Well, I don't know. I'd have to see the study because I hate to be right up, but just for the time of the nerve strength impulse, even if the optic nerve shorter, that'll only be like milliseconds. But there could be something that's in the brain that's related to that does give somebody more likelihood to have deja vu. So could be something linked to it almost genetically, I guess. But who knows? Lots of research to be done, so.
Yes, absolutely. And this 2 hours flew by. Always good talking to you about dreams. I could talk endlessly about them, and I always learn so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I really enjoyed myself too. And thanks to all the callers, and I hope you have a really busy hour here at calling.
Yeah, we're going to keep the dream conversation going, I think. I hope. All right, Craig Webb. When we come back, open lines so we can continue to talk about dreams, prophetic dreams, dreams that inspire your creativity. Taking us into the break, here's Leonard Skinner and Tuesday's Dawn on Coast to Coast AM. Now, go and go. Outside the door. I'm leaving my woman. It won't. The expert band cars and fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certification, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technology. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out. Double A? Yeah. Check engine light on? We'll check it for free on IT's Daily Game Podcast. The cultural icon unveils words of wisdom and motivational quotes he's collected over the years. No punches are pulled, as Ice shares a special brand of profound and brutal honesty on topics like romance, success, failure, and more. You can't sit back and say, I'm going to win this game and not go to practice. You still got to play that game. Faith and your mind is just not going to make it happen. Listen to IC's Daily Game on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast. I've been a small business person my entire adult life, and over the years, several HR issues I got nailed. I could never afford an HR person. But there's an answer, Bambi.com. And with Bambi, you get an HR person starting at just $99 per month. And I thought this was too good to be true. This is real. Bambi helps you deal with your HR problems, like writing HR policies, sexual harassment training, hostile work environment, terminations. That was my problem. People complaining about other employees, all putting you and your business at risk. With Bambi, you get access to your own dedicated HR manager available by phone, email, real-time chat. Go to Bambi.com, type in KFI under the radio drop-down when you sign up. Bambi.com, that's KFI under the radio drop-down. I want the credit, please. Spells BAM, B-E-E, that's BAM, B-E-E, that's Bambi.com. Portions of the following program will be recorded. Prepare to be stimulated. Los Angeles, Orange County, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Mommy is going to jail. I'm Andrew Carabella from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. A woman has been arrested for allegedly abandoning her newborn baby at a gas station in Fullerton. Bathroom trash can of the location. Sergeant Ryan O'Neill says the infant was taken to the hospital. Surveillance footage yesterday led detectives to a car possibly linked to the crime. Detectives served a search warrant at about 1:45 this morning. A 25-year-old female resident, Vanessa Maldonado, was arrested for attempted murder and felony child abuse. O'Neill says the safely surrendered baby law allows any person to surrender a baby to any hospital, fire station, or other designated safe surrender area within 72 hours of birth, no questions asked. In Fullerton, Corbin Carson, KFI News. The man in Orange County has been found guilty of trying to assault a jogger in Laguna Niguel and then breaking into the home of an 88-year-old woman and sexually assaulting her. The attack happened in 2019. The older woman was on the phone with 911 when she was attacked. The man told police he was fulfilling her fantasy. He will be sentenced in July. 2 to 3 LAPD officers shot during a standoff in Lincoln Heights have been released from a hospital. Officials say the injuries included gunshots to the arm and leg. One officer was hit in the torso, but it's possible the force of the hit was deflected by the officer's ballistic vest. The third officer, injured on Wednesday night, will remain in the hospital for more treatment. The LAPD says the man who shot the officers was found dead inside a shed from a possible self-inflicted gunshot wound. Deputy Director of the Department of Water Resources, Don Page, says that measures meant to combat floods across the state will prove effective during this month's stormy and active weather.
Page says that the department's mission is to sustainably manage California's water resources to protect the environment and protect public safety.
Our efforts during the current storm response include the weather and hydrologic analysis and dissemination, coordination among reservoir operators and flood managers, and technical and direct assistance to meet local and county needs coordinated with TRILLIONAIRE.
Page says he wants to commend the local and county flood and emergency managers for being proactive. He says the efforts are led primarily out of the state federal flood operations center in Sacramento. KFI weather. Saturday's going to have more wet weather. Highs are going to be in the 50s and 60s across the Southland, at the beaches, Metro LA, Orange County, the valleys, i.e. Antelope Valley. Weather shapes up by Sunday with partly cloudy skies across Southern California. Right now, Brea 55, Tustin 57, St. Gina 58 degrees. Moving local from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Andrew Caravella. Hey, Team Sharp, if you're planning on going solar or even thinking, and listen up, time is running out to secure the best possible solar reimbursement with the state of California. Last year, the state and your utility company got together and changed the way new solar systems get reimbursed for the power they produce. And as you can guess, it's not as good for you and me. In fact, it's about 75% less than the old system. The good news is there is a grandfathering period, and you can still permanently lock in those amazing rates. But time is running out. The deadline to have your solar documents filed is April 14th. So how do you do that? You start by calling Sunlux, and you call them today. Sunlux will walk you through how to lock in the current rate. Even if you're not ready to install the system, it's okay. Call Sunlux and get your documents filed. There is no time to waste to lock in the best returns on solar power that you will ever see. Start today at sunlux.com. Sunlux.com. PSLB 100374. In this week's marketer report, Patricia Spanioletta, Global Chief Marketing Officer, Direct to Consumer for Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on building trust. Trust is a really hard thing to build and a really easy thing to destroy, and we have to be very respectful about that. Our partnership with iHeart has really helped us build that trust and that relationship with the on-air talent. As the #1 audio company, iHeart Media gives marketers access to the audiences, conversations, trusted influences, insights, and data you need to grow. Go to iHeartResults.com for more. You locked your cat up the tree?
Yeah, he's way up there and scared to come down.
Hang on, I'll get him for you.
Be careful, mister.
Thanks, kid. Here you go.
Where did you come from? And where's your mask and tape?
What? Oh, no, your mom and dad called us to clean out your shower drain.
What?
They were up a tree, too.
Really?
Your drain was really clogged, backing up, and we have to stop that nasty stuff from invading your bathroom.
So you're a hero?
Right, every day. We're a hero.
Wow.
We make sure you live in a safe, clean house. Go on.
Thanks for opening doors.
It's what a hero does.
If you don't have a clogged drain, call Zero Zero Permanent Air. Go online at zero.com. Why would a plumber just tell me what it costs to unclog my drain over the phone? Is it that complicated?
No, it's not. It makes no sense at all. They obviously have a price.
Whoa, you've got a nice drama. Who are you?
Mike Diamond, the Smelter Clause.
Will you tell me how much to unclog my drain?
$99.
If you haven't seen it.
Don't need to. Doesn't matter if it's a kitchen sink or a mainline sewer socket. The Smell Good Plumbers at Mike Diamond will unclog almost any drain for $99.
Almost.
Yeah, there are a few exceptions, but you can read all about them on our website before you call. Just go to thesmellgoodplumber.com.
Wow, you went up front and everything. I just told a guy named Rabbi who wouldn't tell me anything.
No brothers here, ma'am. Just professional plumbers who show up on time, smell good, and unclog drains for $99. Call us. 1-800-446-MIKE. Contact your license number 39917. KFI AM 640. KFI AM 640. KFI live and everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. KFI AM 640.
To talk to Richard Serra, call the wildcard line at 818-501-4109. The first line is 818-501-4721. To talk to Richard from East of the Rockies, call 800-825-5033. From West of the Rockies, toll free, call 800-618-8255. This is Coast to Coast AM with your guest host, Richard Serra.
Sitting in for George Norrie. This is Lucinda Williams and Trump Angel. All right, open line. It's a politics and COVID-free zone, but we could continue to talk about dreams, prophetic or precognitive dreams. I'd love to hear about yours, or dreams that inspired you to create something meaningful. In 1922, Danish physicist Niels Bohr received the Nobel Peace Prize in Physics for conceiving the model of the atom. He was diffusing away when he had a vision of the planet attached to pieces of string circling the sun. He woke up from this dream and suddenly could envision the movement of electrons, and he said, sleep is not just vital to health, but perhaps the greatest single source of creativity. Dimitri Mendeleev first came up with the idea for the periodic table in a dream. Unable to figure out how to arrange the elements, he used music in his dream. To figure out the best way was by their properties and atomic weight. Beethoven was rumored to be a prolific dreamer, hearing many of his piano sonatas in his dreams and writing them out afterwards. And some historians even say his dreams featured instruments not yet invented. Tell me about your prophetic dreams and dreams that inspired your creativity. Your call next on Coast to Coast AM.
Tax-seeking can be taxing on your identity because all your personal information is all in one place, getting emailed, shared, and possibly exposed to identity thieves. Tax forms can be like one-stop shops for ID thieves, which means it can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. Protection against identity theft is easier with LifeLock by Norton. LifeLock by Norton helps monitor your info and alert you to potential identity threats, and if you do become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it during tax season and beyond. No, it can prevent all identity theft and monitor all transactions at all businesses. But you can make sure your identity theft protection starts here. Join LifeLock today. Save up to 25% off your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock or go to LifeLock.com and use promo code George. That's LifeLock.com. Use promo code George to save 25% off. LifeLock.com.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I gotta tell you, I was someone so different than me.
Me too, but I bet we are. Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and life experiences come together through conversation, and it feels good.
Wow, your story is so, yeah.
When people actually sit down, talk, and listen to one another, they can break down boundaries and connect as human beings. At lovehasnolabels.com/one-small-step, you can listen to amazing, life-changing conversations and find simple tools to start a conversation of your own.
I know one thing. This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope. Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together by having the courage to start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/one-small-step. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
I wish. You don't know what it's going to do. Yours. Yours. What's your saying? Welcome back to Coast AM. Richard Serra sitting in for George Newry and coming to you live from my home studio in Old Thornhill, north of Toronto. And we can go just about any direction you want. Follow the tree zone. Follow the tree zone, but we can talk about trees. And go east of the Rockies. Ray is trucking in Kentucky. Ray, welcome.
Hello.
Hey there, Ray. I think I lost you. Are you there?
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I'm here.
There you are. There you are. All right, great. Okay, what do you got for us?
Oh my God, I just want to call and say, hey, you know, I was listening to the former guest, and I really believe in dreams and all that. And dreams really come true. And they come more true, I think, when they come from our spirit world, spiritual inside. I know, off the top of my head, it is just beautiful as way dreams react.
You got that right. You know, someone once said the best way for dreams to come true is to wake up. To wake up and live your dream. Ray, thank you so much. And
That's fucking profound.
safe travels, my friend. Roger is trucking in Indiana. We love the truckers here on Coast to Coast. Hey, Roger, good morning. Welcome.
I got two things. I'll mention the dream I had once. I hate to admit it, but I used to break Apple programs, and I jumped the code for Apple Flight Simulator, and I could not figure it out. I fell asleep. When I woke up, I thought block. That's what they were doing. They're reading it in block. All I had to do was change that. Got rid of the protection. Something else recently. I talked to Ian about it. Ian thought it would be a good subject. But there's a protein in our cells. Well, let me start with something else. Would you pay for insurance if it only repairs your car? It won't replace it if it's old?
Well, I might consider paying for it, but it would have to be considerably a discounted rate.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. What I'm getting at, there's the protein in our cells, protein 53BP1, if they list it as repairing only, they say, oh, it's in order to repair your DNA. Well, no, I don't agree with that. I figured out a way that it can replace DNA. And if that were documented, the media book, if the medical book documented how, that protein replaces DNA, they would know the cause of the common cold.
And did this come to you in a dream by any chance, Roger?
I have, well, it got stuck in my mind. There's something here, and I just kept tracking stuff down to further. The more I talk to people, the more I realize, why a second, what's going on here? Today it's real simple, but people kept telling me, people at New Biology said, no, you can't do that. Well, it has to do that to explain the 1582 flu, the 1857 flu, the 1889 Russian flu. Because all those, they had enough radiation from the sun to damage DNA. And if they couldn't replace DNA, nobody gets sick.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's one of the great things about trucking, I guess, is that you have so much time to just think, right?
Can I tell you how it replaces DNA? It's pretty complex.
Okay, pretty simple. Let's hear it.
Well, it uses intercellular communication. There are a few different ways to do it. I'm not going to mention the exact name right now, but it uses intercellular communication to ask for help from another cell. And you can't transfer DNA from cell to cell. You can only transfer mRNA. So it's when the other cell gives it what it needs, it gives it two things. It gives it a bunch of RNA saying you got to enable reverse transcription.
No, it's like, easy setup and pickup with.
And here's your mRNA. So that's what's happening during the atomic cold. It's actually sending two things out, and it's rebuilding DNA. And if you ever had the atomic cold, all the cells in your body tingle like, what's going on here? It's actually replacing DNA in your cells. But
There you go. or mRNA, so it does, so you end up with the same DNA. All right, thank you, Rich.
Roger, oh, great stuff. Wow, what a good thinker. Keep thinking, Roger. Keep driving, keep your hands on the wheel, keep thinking. Let's say hi to, let's see, where are we going to go? Let me just refresh that screen. And Logan, first-time caller in Sonora, California. Logan, welcome to Coast.
Hi, how are you guys doing tonight?
We're great, fantastic. I'm great.
Good. About dreams, I just had a question. I used to be I used to get sleep paralysis a lot. And it took about every ounce of willpower I had to kind of force myself to wake up. And then ever since then, I became a very lucid dreamer. I can kind of just force my dreams into submission and where I want the dreams to go. I'm kind of curious if anybody had any ideas as to why that became a thing.
Well, the biggest, are you asking whether it's related to the sleep paralysis?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry we didn't get you on with Craig Webb. He might have some thoughts on that. But if I'm remembering what he said correctly regarding lucid dreaming, somehow, just through the power of your intention, you can make it happen. So you were so focused, I guess, trying to get yourself out of the sleep paralysis. I guess that was a pretty powerful intention. So maybe that's why you're lucid dreaming. Now, when you were having sleep paralysis, were you being visited by the head?
It felt more like somebody was sitting down on my chest, and it was just trying to take every ounce of my energy to get my arm to move maybe half an inch enough to feel something on my hand, and then I would wake up from it. It would be consistently while I was, at work, and then I'd babysit, and it'd always be while I was extremely tired, and, the kids would be running around, and I had vivid memories of, what they were doing. I could see through the look in my eyes, hear what they were watching, and it just, I couldn't move off the couch.
Must be terrifying.
Yeah, it absolutely was. I haven't had that in about 15 years now, and now it's just kind of, if I'm having a dream I don't like, I kind of just take over, and I always remember every bit of it. It seems to give me control over how I could influence my own dreams.
Well, that's one positive that came out of that very frightening situation. So that's great news. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate the call.
First-time caller for any kind of radio station, so that's for taking.
Hey, welcome, Logan. You made it. We're glad to have you aboard. Hope you'll call again and be a second-time caller. Let's say hi to Carlos is in Carson, California. Hey, Carlos, welcome.
Good evening, Richard. I had a couple of questions regarding dreams for your guests, but let's go into it. I wonder if McCarthy was being influenced by Aleister Crowley after Golden Dawn. You know who Aleister Crowley is, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yes. But he graced the cover of the Sgt. Pepper's album.
Yes, he did.
And he was into all these esoteric philosophies and Satanism and all that. I wonder if he inspired me that he way to write his songs with a personal experience with dreams. I never used to believe in spirits, but one night I dreamed about the late, great Duke Snyder. He appeared to be.
What about Dee Snyder?
Remember Snyder, right?
Well, before my time, but he was the outfielder for the Brooklyn Dodgers, and he was later he did the play-by-play for the Montreal Expo games. That's how I remember him.
Okay, I didn't know that, but I met him as a kid, because I was a Dodger fan back then. But he appeared to me in the dream, and he didn't say anything. He was just there. Well, the next morning when I woke up, I turned on the television, and there was a newscast saying, "We regret the passing of former Dodger great Snyder." So it appears to me that as he died,
he appeared to be. And maybe thousands of other kids, I don't know.
Possibly.
He appeared to be as he was probably dying or had died. And I hadn't thought about this writer in many years. Well, I had thought about it now. Serendipity, but he was not one of my extents. I mean, it really shocked me, to be honest with you, because there was the contiguity of those two events. It really shocked me. I don't know what to make of.
Well, I think maybe there's something to what you said. Maybe he did reach out to you and thousands of other kids or other people that remembered him when they were children. Did he say anything to you in his dream?
No, he was just there. His face was just there, vividly when I met him as a kid. You know, he was probably in his 30s when I met him. There was a face painting, and he was just there. They're saying, just look at me. Yeah, back at him. But, you know, I don't
need to say goodbye.
Lucky the next day when I heard the newscast, the evidently the two events were all related.
Right. I didn't say to say goodbye.
What was that?
I said maybe he came to say goodbye.
Maybe so. Well, maybe rest in peace. I'm sure he's doing well. He's hitting home runs wherever he's at.
That's right. He's taking flies in center field. Carlos, thank you for the call. Let's see. Who do we have next? Let's say hi to Joe in the Bronx. Joe, welcome to Coach. Good morning.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good. Yeah, interesting segment with Craig. I'm a songwriter, Richard, and I think of my lyrics while I'm awake more so than, you know, taking inspiration from my dreams. So I was going to ask Craig if there's an average length of time that it takes from conception to distribution of a song. I'm interested in that, you know, that time period. Also, you know, and I was thinking about my lyrics. They're more inspired by what I experience in life than what I experience in my dream life. So, yes, do you have an answer maybe on behalf of Craig?
Well, when you say from conception to distribution, you mean the moment you write the song to when it gets marketed and distributed and
exactly
an average. Wow. Well, I guess it would depend on the artist. I mean, you know, when the Beatles were turning out material, they were under such pressure, you know, to come up with 12 new tracks or whatever they put on like an LP. That they would literally be writing songs in the studio while they were recording the album. So in their case, it would have been a very quick turnaround. You know, people forget back in the 60s, there were artists that were recording like 2-3 albums a year. And now, I think it's, you know, like once every 3 years, many artists will record a new album because, you know, they're out there touring. Bands down at their music for their money touring, not so much on record sales. So it's not about doing product as much as live shows. But I don't know that there's an average necessarily. And you know, your songs are informed by sort of the workaday reality. That's another type of, you know, songwriting. Your songs tend to be more literal. Like
no, they do have a dreamlike quality to them, meaning that a lot of my songs, a lot of my lyrics are surreal. A lot of my songs are dark, and I guess it comes from my own contortion of reality, maybe, in a sense.
Interesting. Wow. Joe, great to talk to you again. Thank you so much for the call. Let's see. Cole is in Salt Lake City. Hey, Cole, good morning. Welcome to Coach.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, thank you. Are you on a hands-free or a handset?
Oh, you go. Yeah, I'm just on my. Can you hear me a little better now?
Yeah, that's a little better.
Yeah. So
So yeah, I loved the show tonight, and I think mine was a powerful thing, and I had an experience where I'm a music writer, write lyrics, and I had an experience where my music actually helped me with my dreams, kind of the reverse of what it was at. Why is that word? Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting topic, and it kind of really bothered my mind. But so I was in prison a while back, and I was doing a lot of solitary confinement, and I had a lot of time to myself. So I started writing songs, and I had about 60 songs, and I really wanted to keep them and remember them, and I value them. So I started memorizing every single song that I wrote, and as this was happening, as I started remembering all of them, it was over like a 2-week period. I'd be sitting in my cell, and all of a sudden I'd be remembering my dreams from when I was like 1 year old, 2 years old. I started remembering dreams more than I actually remembered reality. It would hit me like 7 times, 7 dreams a day. Just I'd be sitting there and I'd be like, whoa, I just remembered that from that day or this day, and it was weird how I recalled the exact time and place, but it was just a weird correlation how when I remember my songs, it helped me remember my dreams, and it blew my mind, really. Did you have a guitar in solitary confinement, or how did you compose your music? We had a MP3 player, so I would just listen to songs. My cellmate had the MP3 player, and I just listen to songs, and some of them I just wrote just just by myself when I didn't have music, so I just used other beats. But I just had to memorize them all. Yeah. All right. Well, it's great that you were able to do that as the time passed a little more quickly, perhaps. Thank you for the call. George Harrison will be making the break with Stuck Inside a Cloud on Coast to Coast AM. Let us hope so much. But my concentration I'm Andrew Carabella from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. A teacher in Nashville City accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a former student has been arrested again just 2 days after bailing out of jail. Officials say the teacher was initially arrested Tuesday when a parent called police suspicious her 13-year-old child was in a relationship with a woman. The teacher was booked on suspicion of 6 felony counts. After posting bail, the woman was arrested again on Thursday on 14 additional counts, including lewd acts with a minor. A car has been stolen in West Hollywood with the 92-year-old woman still inside. An emergency alert was sent to phones in SoCal just before 12 on Friday afternoon. The LAPD says officers went to the Grove to investigate a car theft. The car was found somewhere in the Hollywood Hills with the woman unharmed. The thief was taken into custody. KFI weather. Saturday's going to have more wet weather in the forecast. Highs are going to still be in the 50s and 60s across the Southland at the Beach, Metro, LA, Orange County, the Valleys, IE, and Antelope Valley. 3-week local. From the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Andrew Carabella. Hey guys, I'm Los Angeles Singapore East Side of the 110 at the disabled Duco picking up the right lane in the 105 West and Long Beach Boulevard in Linwood. At the crack in the right shoulder, just the 14 at South Avenue, Hall Avenue. That's a large funnel about 3 feet wide and a foot deep. And the off-ramp place is called vehicles to have a flat tire that's moving the right shoulder. That's supposed to be Canadian Road. And tomorrow on the east and west of the 5 at the Solomon West Lane. KFI in the sky is completely there faster. I'm Jeffrey Grayman.
On the podcast Really Know Really, join best friends Jason Alexander and Peter Silverman, along with experts, newsmakers, and celebrities, in a search for answers to life's most baffling, confusing, and annoying questions. You know, those things that make you go, really? No, really? They're featuring a 17-year-old in Rhode Island who ran a candidate that was a research.
Really? Wait, that's good to me. That's really no really right there.
Really Know Really. Listen to Really Know Really on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
A life source system gets you filtered and delicious water straight from every tap in the house. It filters out the chlorine and contaminants while retaining healthy minerals, and there's no filters to change ever. It's maintenance free. New customers get a free Epicure antibacterial filter, $125. This ends March 31st. Call 800-803-2696. Visit lightsourcewater.com. Light Source Water, taste and feel the difference. Visit PeachNSeed.org or call 823-422-4255. Also, medication is due to COVID-19. Brought to the California Department of Public Health.
If you own a small business and you got through COVID and you were able to retain 5 or more employees, you could be eligible for a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Do the math on that one. That's real money. So let me suggest GetRefunds.com. You answer a few questions, takes under 10 minutes, and you'll see if your business qualifies for this tax refund. There's no charge up front. They don't get paid until your business gets paid. And businesses of all types can qualify, including those at the CCC and nonprofits, even if you had increases in sales during COVID. They are experts in this little-known payroll tax refund program, and they've already returned over $3 billion to businesses. In my business, a 6-figure refund. So to find out if your business qualifies, go to GetRefunds.com. Click on the Qualify Me button. It only takes a few minutes. Go to GetRefunds.com. GetRefunds.com. 205 AM 640. More stimulating talk. To talk to Richard Serra, call the wild card line at 818-501-4109. The first time caller line is 818-501-4721. To talk to Richard from East of the Rockies, call 800-825-5033. From West of the Rockies, toll free, call 800-618-8255. This is Coast to Coast AM with your guest host, Richard Serra.
This is George Norris. Welcome back to Coast to Coast AM. Hauntingly beautiful. You're ready to try Tom Waits' Ruby's Arms. In 1932, a sideshow magician known only as Mr. Electrico disappeared into the American heartland. The only evidence of the performance in recent was a memory shared by the acclaimed science fiction writer Ray Bradbury, who credited a strange, seemingly mystical encounter with Mr. Electrico with changing his life. Bradbury was 12 years old when his uncle Lester Moberg was murdered during a robbery gone wrong in October 1932. As the young Bradbury grappled with his own mortality, he was drawn to a Chicago area performance by Mr. Electrico, who was traveling the country with a visiting circus. According to a 1980 essay by Bradbury, the magician sat with a sword in hand on an electric chair. That, with somewhere between 50,000 and 10 billion volts of electricity, the number changes depending on the retelling, his hair stood on end and sparks leaped between his teeth. Then, Bradbury wrote, he stood and brushed an Excalibur sword over the heads of the children, uniting them with fire. When he came to me, he tapped me on both shoulders, and then it tickled my nose. The lightning jumped into me. Mr. Electrico cried, "Live forever." The next day, Bradbury attended his uncle's funeral. Afterwards, he returned to the circus where he met with Mr. Electrico. The magician revealed that he was a former minister and introduced Bradbury to some of the other sideshow performers. Several would later inspire characters in the author's work, including the Illustrated Man. "We've met before," Mr. Electrico told Bradbury. "You were my best friend in France in 1918, and you died in my arms in the Battle of the Ardennes Forest that year. And here you are, born again, in a new body, with a new name. Welcome back." You can read more of this amazing story, this little-known chapter in the life of Ray Bradbury. That's in the news section of the Coast to Coast AM.com. George Norrie is coming to Sedona, Arizona, and the Sedona Performing Arts Center. It's a show for free, and it's part of the Sedona Ascension Retreat. You can get ready for a quantum leap into 5D New Earth consciousness that's happening Saturday, March 18th at 8 p.m. And for more information, you can go to SedonaAscensionRetreat.com. SedonaAscensionRetreat.com. All right, back to more of your calls. Open lines continue right after these on Coast to Coast AM.
And I know you're going to want some after hearing this. This is an amazing story. We've got Stephen and Malachi Gregory in Nelson, New Zealand. I understand that Malachi, who's 8, almost 9 years old now, was suffering with not just one or two warts, but I mean a significant outbreak of warts all over his body. So significant it impacted his ability to really function. Yeah, well, he was having trouble even holding things to the right. That's how I look at it. They got me thinking about it. I'm not surprised. It is an amazing immunomodulator, and so I can see that it would work.
And so at what point did you see that there was actually improvement really going to work?
You really start to notice that around 12 weeks, you can see these things that getting smaller and smaller, and then it's going down to with just little red marks. The whole thing's are gone. And we're talking about once